Hello everyone, I am Komal Mehta, teaching as an assistant professor in computer science department at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. Today in the series of web development course, we will cover about the PHP. We already discussed about the HTML language, about the XML language. Now the next one is the PHP. So let's start with the PHP. It is a hypertext preprocessor. Hypertext means the linking of a web page from one to another one with the help of texting that will done with the help of linking. So that is called a hypertext preprocessor. It is widely used and an open source scripting language. It is basically free to download and the use. Whenever we will use the PHP script that is executed on a server point of view. That means we can say at a server end, the PHP code will be executed. So what do you mean by PHP file basically? That is the file that contain whether that is text, whether that is HTML coding, CSS, JS and any PHP code also. So in any PHP file, there can be any type of content that is text, HTML, CSS, JS and the PHP code itself. So PHP code can be executed by the server as we discussed and the result is returned to the browser as a plain HTML form. That means whenever we will create any script in a PHP, then we will do it at the server end. And then the result is transmitted to the reversion of the browser itself. That means whenever we will request anything, that request will be followed to the server and server will respond on that and revert to the browser so that we can see our output screen with the browser end of view. Next is the extension. The extension of the PHP is .php. What the basic concept of the PHP and we can say what PHP can do because it is also a scripting language and XML and HTML is also that one. So why PHP comes? What are the basic need for that? There are some basic features of the PHP that helps to make it enhancement. Firstly, the dynamic page content. That means whenever we will create any dynamic web page, then that will help by the PHP. We can create, open, read, write, delete, and close files on the server end. Whenever we will collect any information, that collection is in the form of data itself. That means if we want to add on the data or enhance the data, then that will be happened by the simple plain text format. We can receive or send the cookies in PHP itself. That means if we want to add on the bookmarks, if we want to save the cookies for the future point of view, then that will happen by the PHP itself. We can add, delete, and modify the data in our database by it without any further modifications or without any extra efforts because we can access the database with the help of that and modify if we have a privileges of that. Next is PHP can be used to control the user access. That means to controlling the access of data because there is a lot of persons using a single website or a single page, but we can't give everyone a same privileges of modification of updation because that modification and updation will done in a database. But according to all the members, if they were modify the data in a database, then data never be same because inconsistency never created in the every end of users. So we have to set some privileges for each and every users, that who can modify the data, who can edit the data, who can only read, only write. So all these privileges will be handled and we can say PHP can be used to control user access. Who will access that particular data or not will be happened in the PHP. For the security point of view, we will say PHP helps in encryption. That means PHP can encrypt the data while transmission will be done so that no spy will see what the actual data is. What are the basic need of the PHP? Now, we can say PHP runs on the various platforms. That means that is not a platform dependent. We can use any platform that helps in access of the PHP, whether it is Windows, Linux, Unix, OS, Mac, etc. PHP is compatible with almost all the servers used today. Right now, we will use Apache IIS servers recently. So that is compatible by the PHP also. So PHP support a wide range of a database, and the database will be handled by the control point of view. It is free of cost. We can download it on the official site of the PHP. It is easy to learn and efficiently run on a server end. So this is a basic feature of the PHP. And one more thing about the PHP is that we have to use server point of view in comparison of the browser, because that server will handle the database. Now next is the advancement in PHP 7. There are so many versions of the PHP also. So PHP 7 has some extra features, or the advancement we can say. It is much faster than the previous popular stable releases PHP 5.6. 5.6 is the previous version that was used before the 7. So after the 5.6, 7 will becomes in a market, and that is much faster in comparison of the previous one, and stable also. It helps in improvement of the error handling. Whenever there is any error occur in a code, that will handle by the try catch block. That will helps in the exception handling, we can say. It supports stricter type declaration for the function arguments. We have to declare the functions, and if we want to add on the arguments in a PHP code, then that will be handled by the type of declaration, and that type we will use strictly mentioned about that. Next is it support the new operator, that is spaceship operator. So basic syntax of the PHP is PHP script can be placed anywhere in the document. Whenever we will add on the script of the script in the document, then that will be added basically in the head. So by standardly we can add it in the head format, but if you want to add on in anywhere in the document, you can do it by itself. PHP script, whenever we want to start the script, we have to add on this one. This tag is used question mark PHP. That helps in understanding that the PHP script is started. And whenever we will done with this, we have used the symbol question mark angular bracket close for the ending of the tag. So this is a basic syntax we can say. Here you can see question mark PHP. Here the PHP script started. Whatever you want to add on, you can do it in this particular part. And after the completion, the ending of the PHP code will be there. So the by default extension of the PHP file is .php. A PHP file normally contain HTML tags and some PHP scripting code, and that code will help in understanding of the document. In PHP, if we will use any of the keyword, any of the function, whether it is user defined or inbuilt functions or classes that are not a case sensitive. That means if I am using if, else, while, echo, all these are the predefined keywords. And if you want to add on some class, some function, some user defined functions that are not a case sensitive. That means in this example you can see whenever we will add on any document, that will be body tag containing the script. Here it is the starting tag of the PHP. That means PHP script is start from here. After that, echo, that helps in the printing of any document. So whenever we want to print any document, we will print with the help of echo tag or echo keyword. We can also use the print tag. I'll discuss it later about the differentiation between the echo and the print. But right now, echo here is in caps and hello world is here. Next line containing the same echo but in lowercase with the hello world. And next line containing echo with some lowercase and some uppercase. All the three things are the similar one. These are not a case sensitive. These all three are equal statement we can say, and the legal one. So with the help of this example, you can get the PHP script never be the case sensitive. Whatever you want to add on, whether it is a keyword, whether it is a function, you can do it without thinking about the case, that is uppercase, lowercase, or a mixed one or a hybrid one we can say. So that is done with the help of case insensitive. Now the difference between the echo and the print statement is what? Basically, these both helps in displaying the output in our screen. But there is small difference between these both. Firstly, echo has no written value, while print has a written value of 1. That means whenever we want to return any value, we will use the print command. But if we want to not to return any value, then we will use the echo command. Next is echo can take multiple parameters, although such usage is rare because we can use arguments of multiple parameters rarely. So echo helps in passing the multiple arguments at a single statement, but in print statement we can do it at only one argument. We can add on only one argument in the print statement. Echo is in comparison of the print statement is much faster. Next is the PHP functions. We will discuss about the PHP functions. Firstly, what do you mean by PHP? What are the basic concept of the PHP? What are the basic syntax and the structure of PHP? How can we print any statement with the help of echo and print? I hope all the concept of this is clear so that I'll move further about the PHP functions. So next is the PHP functions that are the similar to other programming language. A function is a piece of a code which takes more than one input in form of the parameter and does something processing and return a value. That means whenever we want to perform any of the task in a document, then the task will be done by the functions. And that function contains some piece of a code with more than one input and the parameter also. And once the input will be completed, they will process the data and the processing will be done, then output will be written a value. So you can already using the fopen, fread functions in the previous videos. They are built-in functions of the PHP, but PHP can also provide you the creation of your own function as per your requirement. That means if we want to create any function, we can do it by ourselves by giving them any of the name, whatever we want. So there are two basic part of that. Firstly, we have to create a PHP function. Next, once that will be created, we have to call that function where it is required. So PHP built-in function has a there are thousand approximate built-in functions that are called directly within the script to perform a specific task. So you can go through from that particular part that containing the PHP built-in functions, a list containing this one. These are the simplest basic functions that we can just call or write out that one and the task will be performed in this. For example, echo here is the predefined function which helps in displaying the output. In user defined functions, PHP, a function is a block of a statement that is used repeatedly in a program. That means once it will be created, it will be called again and again whenever it is required. A function will not executed automatically when a page load, because once we will create a function, the calling is mandatory. Look, whenever we will create any function, the task of that particular function is defined, but when it will be used in our document, that is not defined anywhere. So don't get confused about these two things, that first we have to create the function, then we must have to call the function whenever it is required, because creation does not mean the calling. The creation just means that this particular function has performing the particular task, but when they will perform that particular task will be done once the calling will be called. So the calling must be mandatory whenever you want to add on that particular function processing. Next, function will not execute it automatically when the page loads. As I discussed about that also, a function will be executed by the calling of a function. So to create a user defined function, we have to use some particular path, or we can say some particular way. With the help of that, we can do it. I'll discuss in my further video about the function, how can that function will be created and how we will use that one, and about the ajax also, because ajax and PHP linking is most important in the PHP. So we will discuss in another video. This is all about today lecture. Thank you.